Hey everybody, happy Saturday. We are here to do our weekly outlook for Forex. So as always, I love to start off with my favorite, which is I know I'm insane, but I love it. Absolutely. It's literally NASDAQ on steroids. So we are looking at Japan 225. We are looking at the most recent move for this past week. So we continue to sell off. We did hit the gold box of interest, which I still can't tell you why I have it there, but it's there, and it hit right on the money. So as you can see right here, we had a nice little doji area candle here. This again is the 4 hour. So we bopped down into this area and reversed back. And then we came back and retest, came up, retest, retest, came up. So this was an important area. I definitely know it was, but I cannot for the life of me remember why I chose this. I'm not sure if it's an order block, if it's a supply and demand zone. I don't know, but it's there, and it keeps telling me that it was important because we do keep tapping this. So we did 3 taps here, and then we started to make some moves. So here we do have a nice little push off, but we are still below this nice little trend line here. And if you zoom out of here, we are in the channel. This is a downward channel that we are still in. Okay, it is following just around beautifully. So let's try to predict some moves that we possibly can be doing, right? We can probably be still selling off to this area. I'm not sure if this is, what I think it is now that I'm looking at it. It's probably a fib range. No, that wouldn't make sense because I would just do my lines going through. Hmm. I don't know, but it was very important. And as we can see, it did come hit to that box. So anyway, as you guys are in my head at the same time, right? All right. So again, what my thought process is, I do think that we're going to sell down. I don't know how much more further low we're going to go. Are we going to go all the way down to the bottom of this box and then kind of start to revert back and do a reversal back up? I do think that I need to do a fib area to see a potential reversal for the larger picture, because we have been selling off pretty nicely on all the indices. Um, so I would be looking for expectation to kind of come down, bounce off of here, or maybe a little bit higher. And well, if we're looking for a bullish move, I would be looking for it to come down here, bounce off a major rejection like we had this doji right here, and then start to try to make higher highs. So this higher high of 65 390, that and taking this out, these highs would make me think more of a bullish setup is coming. So then if you're not too sure what we're doing, obviously wait to see what this move is, because if this move takes out this low, right, we're going to still be looking for a pullback. Now you're looking for the pullback of what's going to happen, right? Did we get enough money to really give us that zoom to go up to break these highs? But we'll see what happens. Are we taking out, what is market structure telling us at the end of the day? Where is price going to be heading to? So we could be looking here for a nice bounce to then try to take out these highs. If we're taking out these highs, we're looking at a bullish reversal setup because market structure is changing. It is a change of character. So now we're going to be looking to go back up to try to get pricing back up this way. If we are still in the bearish territory, then we're going to be taking out this low, right? Coming down to the next support area, bouncing back for a pullback, go to support until we actually stop. That's the game. We just have to figure out where the stop is. Again, on the 4 hour, we can drop down to the 1 hour, but 4 hour, I kind of like a little bit better. But see, as you can see for the structure, it's kind of good, right? Because we had a lot of this is like a consolidating area, right? We finally broke this resistance in this area and then we zoomed off. Tap the next support line here and then rejected off and then sold back down. So now we're back at the support area that it recently broke. So are we going to continue to go down, or are we going to kind of stagger again and try to kind of go to this area and then make new highs? Well, not well, start making highs again and going past 65 420. So that would be something to look forward to for structure wise on what's going on for the larger picture. All right. Next one is going to be NASDAQ. NASDAQ is the same thing. We are still in bearish territory, even though we had major buy up recently on Thursday, Friday, right? I have this box here for order block because when I drop down to the 1 hour, you'll be able to see it. But again, we are still technically below some major big trend lines here. So we broke this trend line, but came down here where price closed below trend line. So we would be possibly looking for a new pullback to this area zone of 27,850. If we're looking for a reversal bull move back up, then we would be looking for a rejection in this area to go back up to take out these highs here and then hit the next area of support of 2870 720. If we're still kind of in bearish territory because we did not take out this high here of 28,620 or 15, we can continue to be coming back down and continue down to make lower lows. So let's see how we open, but that is kind of your roadmap, right? We're going to be looking how price acts at certain support levels to, excuse me, to see if we're going to be rejecting to make more highs or if we're going to just go right back through and take out lows and continue our way down. Still in bearish territory. No real major reversal. We are in a fib area zone for golden reversal of the 0.61 and zero point 0.5. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we come down, continue to take out this low, come down to this 0.5 area, and then gain a lot of gusto and start trying to revert back. Because that would be that pullback that we need in the big picture. Next one is going to be SPY. SPY is up. SPY to me is, I don't know why it just looks so out of character because it's just really doing a lot of whipsawing. I do believe a lot of earnings came into factor this week. We did have big boys on the roster. But here we are. This right here, I have it being a order block or supply and demand zone. I had this order block because of this green candle right here before we started to sell off. So we'll be interested to see if we come up here, tap, and then start selling down, or if we don't even make it up there and then we just continue to go down. My fib area range for SPY, mm, I want to say that it's here. Let me see. Let's zoom out. Let's try to do it real quick. Oh yeah, it's far. The fib area is far. Yep. So the fib area is going to be for the 0.61 is going to be 7,094, as well as zero point 0.5 being 6,938. So we do have a far way to go. Um and we're like nowhere near that. So um for the pullback. So we shall see. We did not take out any major lows. We did do like a support right here. We bounced off and came up here. So buyers were sitting right at that area. And then so that to me is this was important. So we came back through this other support, this major support here, broke through that. And it looks like a liquidity grab here to come back down. But this is a strong bullish move. So it's interesting. Spy's been doing some interesting things for the couple past week. All right, so here we are to gold. Gold to me is still in consolidation mode. Still not sure what to do with gold. I am still technically bearish on gold. I just in my mind, you can't tell me that it's not trying to reach the previous low of last summer of like this area here where we had major consolidation. And as you can tell, we're not that far away. So if I do see that this major support line of 3,960 or 70 is broken, I am in for a sell all the way down to this area because it just tells me now we are finally made the final decision to come here, the tap, grab all the buyers and everything that we can do in this area and do what we need to do so that we can do a bounce back up. I'm overall big picture 2 years out bullish on gold. But for right now, I am bearish because I just know that we had some um that was the major area that made us run wild for gold. So for a swing look, I would be waiting for this to actually break something for true direction to show me what we're going. Because to me, I'm just seeing lower highs. but we do have like a support here. Like we're not taking out this low here, but we're not really going anywhere. It's like it's created as another new support area. So for me, it's just ranging. So for this, you would just do like a consolidation trade, not a swing trade. But once it breaks this, I have my alert on for this area. Oh, let me put my alert on. Exiting that. Yep. I have that for exiting my little thing here. Oh no. All right, delete all inactive. Duh. I don't know why it doesn't do it all the way. Ugh, ain't nobody got time for this. All right. I'll just put it right back here in this line here. Crossing down. I'm selling to I want to say I'm selling to what 3,500. Ah, all right. I gotta clean out my alerts. Anyway, so that's silver. I'm sorry, gold. Next one is going to be silver. Silver is the same thing. I am bearish on silver. I would love for price to get out of this range and then drop all the way down to about 45. I know that's low, but these are my TPs I have. I have 54.2 like 20, 52 $52, $50, 48.50, 46.80, 45, 30. I'll do 50. So those are my TP once we break this consolidation area. And then I would just ride that down, wait for it to take out these lows here, and then look for a ride back up. That is where I'm at with silver. And of course I can be completely wrong that it's actually trying to make a move back up, but to me I just see it selling off, and I just see it selling off to these lows here and then going there, and these are the areas of interest for buy for a long hold back up. Next one is platinum. Platinum does give me bullish vibes. Again, it's consolidating, bouncing off this trend line here that we have here. So again, a lot of these metals, I don't know what we're truly doing. Um, but this right here, this setup right here would be like a nice little bull breakout because it did not come back down to these lows here. So because of this to me would be a buy up to at least this area of 1,674 because I don't know if it's ready to completely break out. And then you can have another area of interest for TP of being 1,700, as well as being what I already have set up of being the area of 1,780, if it is a bullish move. If it is a bearish move, which it doesn't seem like it's going to set up because of this right here tells me bull. Just looking at it market structure wise, this is telling me it's a bull move to go up. But if you saw on the previous ones, if you saw on silver and gold, they didn't have that true really set up. They're all still within this range of being here. Like it's not like I can see if there was a candle that was actually going up here, then that can tell me going that way. But I don't see that on gold or silver because even this is lower than that. And then that. So we shall see. We shall see if platinum is the one to go opposite of everybody. All right, so let's go to my favorites right now, which is UK oil and oil. Currently, I am bullish on oil until we close these gaps. We have this continuation gap right here. I have this gap being really big because if you go on the daily, it makes it a big gap. Um, so that's why that gap is so big. But when you break down to the 4 hour, you can make it a little bit smaller. So the true target range would be this area right here. So we'll make a double gold box. Double gold box here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. My target. All right, cool. So I would love to see this gap to be filled and then actually fill this gap for it to be kind of like tapping it and then revert down. But if we do that, that will make it kind of like a fake out bullish move. There are no further gaps up. So I'm not sure if we're going to continuation up if we completely fill this gap. Just because if we do fill that gap, it will take out this high right here. I'll make that right there. So, in looking at UK oil, UK oil actually has more gaps than US oil, which makes it easier for me to trade because I do know that oil does close their gaps. So, it would be interesting to see if we go here, fill this gap, to come back down, fill this gap, but leave this gap here. It would be interesting to see. But I would like to really kind of see that we close this gap, and then we can like start to sell off because then it would still technically be a bearish kind of move down to fill these gaps down here. I don't know. Long picture. I try to make you see the bigger picture of things, and then that way you can make your trading plan accordingly for the week. Forex, you're able to swing it a little bit longer, hold it because you have the ability to swing on Forex easier than futures just because of the margin part. But yes, so I do expect this to kind of gap up, close this gap, possibly pull back, or if not, then we just continue to close this gap and then come back down and start grabbing the money that left down there. And then US oil, as you can see, we've made the same or move basically is to close this gap. But if you look on US oil, there are no other gaps. All gaps have been filled on US oil. So it's interesting to see how they do run very similar, UK oil and US oil, but like there are still like differences in a lot of times. So I'd be interested to see this gap to be filled. And then possibly that's why I do think that we'll probably sell back down to come that way because that just makes more sense to me. But anyway, so we'll see. But for right now, close the gap, see what we do here. Are we going to continue going back up to hit this line of 94.84, which would put us in a nice range of where UK is at? Because then it would take out this high, which would be the gap technically on UK on this one. So it's interesting to do a little bit comparison on the each chart. That way, it kind of makes you a better trader to learn understanding different things, how things work. All right. So that's all I really have. I mean, we could look at the Doxy. The Doxy did sell off completely. Um, we still have not reached that target of 101.95. We have met resistance here at 101.60 and then started to sell back off, which is opposite of oil. Interesting, isn't it? How things change. So that's about it. I don't really trade Doxy. It's just like a reference. And we can bring this back over here. Alrighty. That's it. All right. You guys have a good weekend. I'll see you guys on the charts later.